Hey guys, what's going on? James here. And a couple of days ago, from the time this video is posted, I also posted a video talking about the re-signing of cornerback Bryce Hall. And I do this every offseason where I talk about some low-key guys that I think could make an impact on the Buccaneers for the upcoming season. And Bryce Hall is one of those guys that I kind of want to put my stamp on to say, hey, I think this guy can be a impact player for the Bucs this upcoming season in 2025. Why do I say that? Well, first off, I liked the addition of Bryce Hall whenever he was initially brought in coming out of the New York Jets. Yes, he has had some injury concerns, and trust me, we'll get to that in a moment, but overall, I thought that Bryce Hall brought a very good blend of starting ability as well as youthful upside to this Bucs cornerback room. Okay, yes, he still was 26, 27 years old whenever he joined Tampa Bay, but he had still started 26 games throughout his career to that point with the New York Jets, still had some turnover type plays, had 16 passes deflected in 2021. There was a good amount of things that I was excited for. Then the 2024 season started. We started to see Hall make some plays in preseason, in training camp, and he actually worked his way into the rotation where he was that third outside cornerback coming in for a guy like Zion McCollum or a guy like Jamel Dean whenever they were being rotated off of the field. And that lasted 20 snaps into the 2024 season. As I mentioned in the previous video, Bryce Hall broke his leg and it knocked him out throughout the remainder of the 2024 season. This is not anything new to Bryce Hall. He has dealt with injuries a lot throughout his career. It has limited him in every season besides 2021, where he's had to deal with injuries in some way, shape, or form. And that's very unfortunate. That's obviously something that is kind of out of Bryce Hall's control, I would say, and I'm sure that's a very frustrating thing because, in my opinion, the one season that Hall had where he was fully healthy and was able to showcase what he could do as a full-time starter, I thought he turned in a pretty good year. I want to go back to the Pro Football Focus numbers and go back to that 2021 season because an overall grade of 63.2, a pass rush grade of 78.9, a coverage grade of 64.5, and yeah, a run defense grade of 53.1, but in all ways, shapes, and forms, Bryce Hall looked like a serviceable starting cornerback in this league. And I think going forward for the Bucs, if Hall is able to stay healthy, I think that's what he's giving Tampa Bay. And I know by the time this video comes out, we haven't had the NFL draft yet, but it's good to have as many reliable depth pieces as possible, right? Last year, the Buccaneers struggled so mightily with cornerback injuries to the point where you had guys like Josh Hayes, former sixth-round pick by the Bucs, and Tyreek Thunderberg, undrafted free agent signing by the Bucs, starting games at cornerback. So it's important to have quality depth, veteran depth at that, in my opinion, that can come in if you absolutely need them to. And I think that's what Bryce Hall can be. Now, the biggest question going forward, right, is how is the recovery from that leg injury going to be? What is Hall going to look like when he steps back out onto that field? Because a broken leg is a big injury for any player, let alone cornerback, which is one of the most athletic positions in football, in my opinion. So I'm going to be curious to see how that goes. I want to take a look at the advanced stats real quick, by the way. In that 2021 season, Hall allowed a 63.3 completion percentage when targeted in 2021. Yes, a passer rating of 106.6, but this is comparable to guys like Jamel Dean in seasons past and even Zion McCollum in seasons past as well. I look at also missed tackles. I mean, he only missed 5 tackles that year for a missed tackle percentage of 6%, so he's a very sure tackler as well, in my opinion. Also, I just like what Hall brings to the table. I do. And I'm going to be curious. I'm going to be, paying attention to him more throughout the remainder of this offseason because I want him to come back from that broken leg and have success here in Tampa Bay. I want him to be what I believe his potential can have him be going back to that 2021 season as well. I mean, gosh, you even take a look at 2023, he was having a very good year before injuries hampered him in his final year with the New York Jets as well. Granted, a 62.8 coverage grade, a 66.4 overall grade. Like, this is fringe starting, if not in some ways starting capable cornerback play here. So Bryce Hall is going to be one of those guys that I'm going to be paying attention to, guys. I'm kind of putting my stamp on him as to say, hey, let's all pay attention to this guy because I think he could do some big things for Tampa Bay coming back from his injury. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, guys, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now and go Bucs.